This is Season 6 of the Team Roping Journals podcast, The Score. With over 2 million downloads, this is where Team Ropers talk. Hey everyone, it's Chelsea Schaefer. Welcome to a bonus episode of The Score. So if you're listening to this on the day it came out, you might be wondering why we're dropping The Score on a Friday. We never do that. We're on an off week. But there's some big things happening that we wanted to bring a special guest on in Melanie Smith from Solo Select to let you know about. So on April 6th, Denny Gentry and the Riata Buckle announced the Proxy Horses program. That is a new addition to the $2.5 million Riata Buckle, and it allows you essentially to compete on a non-Riata Buckle horse so long as you are roping with somebody that's riding a Riata Buckle horse in November, and so long as you have either bred to a Riata Buckle stallion in 2023 or you have a weanling, yearling, 2 or 3-year-old Riata horse. That way you can utilize the nomination of that young horse and ride a Proxy horse in the Riata Buckle. That will help you be eligible for the big money there at the Riata. So it's something that a lot of ropers have had questions about pretty much since they announced it. My phone has been blowing up from people at the top, from just regular ropers at every single number on the handicapping system. So we wanted to bring Melanie Smith on to talk to her a little bit about the breeding game, because you are going to now have more opportunity than ever to breed to a Riata Buckle stallion, because there are a lot of them. A lot of them now, because of the Proxy program, are running specials. And there's not a lot of babies available, so you've got to look for them. So that's why we have Mel on today, because she has a horse sale this weekend with her Solo Select program, select online sales that you can download the app and bid on some very select Riata Buckle prospects. This year, she is offering weanlings by Dirty Fling, which will be the first weanling by Dirty Fling offered to the public. There will be weanlings by Show Me the Buckles out of some of the Relentless Remuda's premier mares that have shaped the Relentless Remuda program since back when Trevor was rodeoing. So it's a very exciting time, and that is why we wanted to talk to Melanie Smith of Solo Select. Before we get started with this interview, I want you to go to bid.theselectonline.com. That is where you can download the Solo Select Online Sales app. And that is where on Sunday, April 9th, you will find all of these amazing prospects that we're going to talk about in this episode for sale, where you can register to bid. You can watch how they go. Even if you're not going to bid, it's a lot of fun to watch it, as Melanie and I will talk about on this episode. I have bid on a few, knew I wasn't going to get them, but I love watching these sales. This is a Sunday only sale, Easter Sunday. What a heck of a way to spend some time with your family. And you can be watching roping.com on your TV screen, because we're going to have all of our DVDs, including Legend and Driven and The Perfect Spin with Clay Tryon. Those are all going to be free for everybody to download the roping.com app and watch those. And you can watch that on one screen, and then on the other, you can watch what these horses are going for, watch how alive and well the rope horse market is. There's going to be ICSI aspirations. There's out of some amazing mares that we'll tell you about on this episode, and lots of babies, lots of brood mares. This is a roper's dream sale. Remember, I'm going to tell you that again so you don't miss it. Bid.theselectonline.com. You can download an app for Android or for, of course, Apple. So check that out. Hope you enjoy this episode. Okay, Mel, you guys have, so Solo Select has a sale coming up this weekend. Give me the rundown on what is special about this sale and why team ropers should care and pay attention to it.
So a lot of our sales will typically have more of the cutting and cow horses in them. This sale in particular is going to have a really good selection of rope horse babies and mares. So anybody that wants to get into the breeding business for rope horses, whether you want to buy the mare or you just want to get exactly what you see, get a baby that's on the ground out of a mare that you like, buy a stud you like that's the color you like, we've got something for both people there. Additionally, we have an ICSI aspiration selling out of the paint mare Queen that everybody knows of Miles and Trevor's, and
big time movie star. Yes,
big time movie star. So we got the results in from Q Data, and she was already the number one all-time earning rope horse maturity mare. And then they went and combed through all the data that they have, and she is now the number one all-time earning rope horse or maturity rope horse ever. So that's really exciting. And I think it's a real testament to Miles and Trevor's program. And that mare is just cool because if people have seen her in person, you would love that mare if she was not good at her job.
Yeah.
Because she's just beautiful. Like, she is what we call the picture of a mare. Like, she is got a clean neck. She's pretty headed. She's got a big, pretty eye. She's shapy. She's got the size. Like, it's all there. And then her being the best at her job is just an absolute cherry on top. So it's kind of cool that they got the whole package in that one, and we're excited to be a part of her. So this is the first time we'll offer an aspiration out of her to the public.
And she's cowy too. Her ears are pinned flat back in every picture, whether or not Ty likes that or not.
Yes, that mare. Miles and Trevor could probably attest more to her trainability and how cowy she is. And I think Miles' favorite thing he says about her is that mare just wants to be good, and she's tough. Like, she will take the runs, and she stays pure, and she's just a good horse. So there's a lot to be said for that when they take it for multiple runs in a day like that mare has.
And Treston can show her too. Like, she's not just an open, she's open caliber, obviously, but she's not just an open level horse. Like, she can...
Great minded mare. Like, everybody can ride her. You can bring her home and anybody can get on her.
Mm-hmm.
She's just not one of those that is real fractious. I feel like a lot of horses that have the capabilities of being open horses, a lot of times that comes with a little more fractious horse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the price you pay for having one that's that gritty. And that mare is gritty, but she's so sensible about everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that's she's got a lot that makes her unique and special, I think.
And I've had some conversations with team ropers over the years about talking about how this process is going to evolve. I think Billy Myers and I also had this conversation that at first ropers, even just a couple years ago, Trevor and Miles and all kinds of ropers were looking at quote unquote cutter rejects as 3 and 4 year olds. And that was like the least expensive way in to the rope horse maturity game, was a 3 or 4 year old that didn't really make it in the cutting or didn't really make it in the cow horse. Now, what would you say, how has that changed, and what's Roper's best way into the incentive and futurity game?
Well, I think that the cutters have served their purpose very well, and I think they will continue to if they're the right kind. But I think it's just going to get to where it takes such a specific horse to win. We're going to have to start raising them. Mm-hmm. So those cutters are going to continue to work, and especially if you're not trying to have an open caliber, what in the cutting or the cow horse we would call open caliber. I think that's what you guys would call them in the rope horse futurities. But to have that true big-time horse, it's probably going to start taking a more specialized horse. So I think those will still have their place. But I think as team ropers, the industry is going to force them to start looking at prospects. And never have we seen people buy a yearling and send it to a cow horse trainer for 6 months with absolutely no intentions of taking it to the cow horse futurity. So these people are sending these horses off to the cow horse trainer, and then they might keep them at home or ranch on them a minute and then send them to their rope horse maturity trainer first of their 3-year-old year. So I think that we're going to see more people doing that. They can buy those yearlings that are more, they're specialized for exactly what they want to do, whether it is that cow run cross or they're by some of these programs that are established that have been raising rope horses for the last several years. That is where I think a lot of people are going to get in. And then you're going to have some people that I think want to start dabbling in the breeding game. We are getting way more rope horses to breed this year than we ever have before. So that's already starting. But I think it takes a special person as far as the team ropers go to get into the breeding, because it takes a little different facility. It takes a little more dedication to those mares. Unless you're going to leave them at a breeding facility full time, you've got to take them back and forth to the breeding barn and quite a bit to get those mares checked and palpated and bred and flushed and all that. So, but if you have a family or a wife that loves babies, what a cool way to bring them into what you love to do. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't have to go sit at the team roping all day. They can have, you know, a mare that has 2 or 3 babies a year that your kids can help you raise and kind of get them outside and get a little more interest in the horse deal if team roping in particular isn't their thing. So I think that there's a lot of cool upside to raising their own. I just think it's going to take the people that have the right facilities and the right kind of dedication for it, because it's not an instant gratification thing. It's a pretty long process to get from an idea to a winner at the rope horse maturity.
Yeah, I mean, even Denny, the point about the wives liking him, Denny Gentry, when he bought those 2 Show Me the Buckles embryos that were in recip mares, he wanted it to be for Connie, because Connie was going to so enjoy the babies. And I think that's a comment. I don't want to stereotype and say just wives love babies, but I do think wives and kids and partners, anybody is gonna. It's a family thing to raise a horse usually.
Yes. Yeah, and like, once again, not to offend any team ropers, but there's not a lot of wives and kids that just love to go sit around and watch the team roping all day. You know, so it's kind of a cool way to involve your whole family again into something that you love, and it's something that's a lifelong hobby. Like, you can instill that into your kids, and that is something, if they like it, they can enjoy for their entire lives. Mm-hmm. So I just think it's a cool way to bring your kids and your family back into what we do every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this sale is also going to have, this weekend, your sale is going to have quite a few weanlings in it. Tell me about the weanlings that you're fixing to offer.
So we have a specific set of weanlings that are from Trevor and Miles's program. Those are all by Show Me the Buckles, and they're out of mares that have all contributed to their program in one way or another. So they have a Buckles filly out of Glory, who we own with them now. Everybody has seen them show that mare for the last couple years. They've got some out of the dams to several horses that they've had a lot of success on. So they've got 4 Buckles colts in there that are really nice. And then we have a Woody colt in there that's out of a one-time mare, and we're going to be offering the first Dirty Fling colt to the public. So this one is out of a pale-faced stunnet mare. He's real pretty, got a big white face, and he's going to be roan. So that's going to be the first fling offered to the public, and then we'll have some mares that will sell as packages as well that have babies on their side. So there's 2 mares with Dirty Fling babies on their side. Which will be kind of cool. You take those mares home, they'll be ready to breed back the way you guys want. So if somebody has a stud that they've been wanting to breed to, or if they want to breed them to one of our studs, we can make that happen too.
How are you feeling going into the sale? I feel like this is going to be the first time that Trevor and Miles and your Show Me the Buckles colts have been not offered to the public, but the first time that since in this set of rope horses, I guess, that Show Me the Buckles colts as a rope horse prospect rather than a reining prospect. Tell me how you're feeling about the market going into this sale.
You know, it seems to be really strong, and the fact is, if you have the goods, people are buying them. I think the lower end horse market has dropped off a little bit. Those kind of average horses have backed up a little bit, but if you have the stuff people want, they are ready to pay for it. And I think those Buckles colts they're eligible for all of the right stuff. They're out of the mares that have already proven themselves either as producers or show horses or both. And you don't get to be the greatest of all time without knowing what you're doing. You know, Trevor knows those mares. He believed in Buckles. He believes in those mares. So I think it's just going to be exciting to see where they end up and how much they win, because they're meant to be winners in the rope horse pen.
Yeah, and I think with these babies, people now with the Proxy program that the Riata Buckle just announced this week, and I think I just saw on their Facebook that they just posted it on Facebook,
Yes.
that you have to now, to ride an unnominated horse at the Riata Buckle, you have to show that you've invested in the Riata program either with owning something that is Riata Buckle eligible but too young to compete on, or by having bred to a Riata Buckle stud.
Yes.
I don't know if breeding to a Riata Buckle stud is the cheapest way into it, or if a baby by a Riata Buckle stud is going to be the best way into it for folks. But those are all available this weekend, right?
Yes, both ways. And I think that was phenomenal on Riata Buckle and Denny's part to do that, because I think it just encourages these people to take that leap and get into these young horses. So I think it was great that Riata Buckle did that. I think it's exciting for everybody that doesn't have that Riata Buckle eligible horse that's ready to go rope on, and this is their chance to get in on this and still be able to compete for those millions of dollars they're going to give away next year at Riata Buckle.
Yeah, absolutely. And now we weren't going to necessarily talk about Select Genes. That wasn't exactly the point of this, but how you've told me that Select Genes, which is your ICSI aspiration program, the ropers have been eating that up. Can you talk about that? What kind of crosses have you been seeing, and what have people been loving?
So we didn't really do this with the intentions that the ropers were going to be all in on this, but to be honest with you, we have had more ropers buy them than anybody, and they've bought them out of the cutting mares, the racehorse mares, and the rope horse mares. So that's been really cool, and I think that people like the idea that they don't have to own a mare, but they can still get access to genetics that they really want to be a part of. So we've had, like for instance, Glory, we did her to Shining Spark this week. We've done J-Lo's Glow to, she's going to go to Metallic Rebel. She also went to Woody. We've had most of them go into crosses like that. The racehorse mares have been bred to both Metallic Attack and Woody, from some of our customers. And then, we've bred some of the cutting mares to racehorses. So we're seeing a lot of that race run cross. I think people are going that way a lot right now, but they're also wanting to breed those rope horse mares to kind of the classics like Shining Spark.
Yeah, absolutely. Now give me the quick pitch on how people have never done an online sale before. Give us the quick information, the quick and dirty on how you download the app and how it's pretty easy.
Yes, it is very easy. So you literally you can get on our website, our Facebook, anywhere, the Select Online Sale. There will be a link where you can pull the app up on an Android or an Apple app store. You download it, you click the big button that says register. It's going to ask you for all of your basic information. It will ask everybody for a credit card. We don't charge their card. It's just so we can verify that they are a real person registering to bid. And then they're set up to go. It's pretty self-explanatory on that app. Everything will open Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. It'll go all throughout the day. And at 5 o'clock Central Time on Sunday, each of those lots will begin closing. So even if you're not bidding, there's so many people that get on just to watch it and kind of be a part of it and see what those horses bring. And so we get a lot of watchers and, of course, a lot of bidders, too. It's just kind of an exciting thing to do on Sunday evenings when we have those sales to watch them close out.
I like to watch them close out. There's always one that I think maybe I'm going to be able to buy, and then unfortunately by about 10 a.m. I realize that I'm not going to be able to buy it, but Miles always, I'll tell Miles which ones are my favorite, and then he laughs at me, and he gets a good kick out of which ones I think I can buy. But
I always tell everybody, at least you have good taste. So.
Yes, and then the lady who bought Dash and Dynamo, right? I think she certainly didn't think she was. I've written her Breeder's Guide copy a few times, and she did not think she was going to win him. And
yes, she told me that.
She did.
He was excited. So it's fun. We get to see those horses go all over. Like, they have gone all over the United States. They've gone to Mexico, Canada, France, Australia. So it's really cool. Those horses literally have a chance to go worldwide, and we meet a lot of cool people that buy from there.
Very good. Well, thanks, Mel. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.